Now that you understand how to use basic if statements, what if you wanted to execute the same logic for two different conditions? Right now you need to write two separate if statements with the same logic inside of them to achieve this. So let's write a practical example. Let's say you want to offer a student discount, and we have two variables. We'll have int age, and we'll have char student status. This will hold a yes or no value to determine if they're a student or not a student. So if they're eligible for a student discount, we just want to print f you are eligible for a discount or a student discount. And if they are not eligible, we'll say you cannot get the discount. So at this state, you might be tempted to write it like this. If student status is equal to a yes, then we could print out you are eligible for the status. And then you could write else if your age is under or equal to 18, then you can also get the discount. And then we'll just write else you cannot get the discount. So right now, let's make our age equal to 100 years old. And let's make our status equal to no. So both of these, we should not be able to get the student discount. Let's do Control F5. You cannot get the discount. Now let's change one of these to 18, let's say. So we should be able to get the discount now. You can get the discount. Okay, let's make this back to false. So back to we cannot get the discount. Let's change our status to yes. Run it again. You are not eligible for the discount. So as you can see, our logic here is dependent on two different variables. If either one of these are true, then we want to print out the statement. So instead of writing it in two different conditional blocks, you can instead combine them using the OR operator. And what you do is write two pipe operators, and then you write your other logic here. So what we can do is we could just copy and paste this, and then we can delete this whole block. So now what this is saying is if student status is equal to capital Y, or if age is less than or equal to 18. So if we run this now, if either one of these are true, it will work. If both of these are true, it will work. But if both of these are false, it won't work. Only one of them are allowed to be false for this code to run. Let's run it again. So we have Y and 100. So this condition will be true, but this one will be false. Because we have an OR operator, this full statement will be computed as true. So let's do Control F5. Again, it works. And if we were to change this to no, for an example, now both of these are false. If we run it again, it'll say you cannot get the discount. But if we change the age, for example, to the age of 10, and we run it, this one is true and this one is false. But this full statement here is considered to be true because we have the OR operator. This means if this is true or if this is true. Now let's say instead of having one or the other true, we wanted both of these to be true. So at the moment, you might be tempted to write it out like this. If the status is equal to Y, which is yes, they're a student, and if age is equal to 18, then print it out here. So you could technically write it like this, but then it introduces a bug because then if this is false, it won't print out the if statement, and then we're gonna have to write another else within here. That gets too confusing. So instead of what you can do is just use the AND operator, which is two ampersands, and then write your logic over here again. So if age is less than or equal to 18, and then again we could just clear this out. So this keeps it clear. So with this code, this is saying both of these conditions need to be true. Student status needs to equal yes, and age needs to be less than or equal to 18. So if we run it, right now only one of these conditions will be true. And if I run it, it'll say you cannot get the discount. If I change this back to 100 and change this to Y, we can see that now this condition is true, but this one is false. We're still going to get you cannot get the discount. Control F5. As you can see, you cannot get the discount. But now let's change this to 10. So now both of them are true. And because both of them are true now, it's going to run the logic within the if statement, and it's going to say you're eligible for the student discount. Control F5. You're eligible for the student discount. So that's how you can use if and statements in your if blocks.